he's an automatic starter for us in the Nations League against Mexico.
It's not even a question.
Not even a question. I don't know. Heath might want to trigger you this morning. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Heath seems to be hedging. What do you say? He's going to say Ricardo Pepi. I was actually
thinking about that pretty considerably. I mean, it is. Is it the right? Is that the right one you throw him into? You just say go. Just go.
Charlie's backed away from the microphone.
What happens when he gets 2 touches on the ball, doesn't touch the ball at all, misses his big chance, and whatever? We cool.
We're not talking about Jordy Pefok. We're talking about Folarin Balogun, dude.
I mean, obviously, you gotta you start him if he's available.
You have to start him, dude. You have to start him.
Are we really having this conversation?
Well, Heath wanted to have it. I know that he did. That's why I brought it up.
Oh my God. Don't trigger me. Monday's been so great. Don't go here with what if he does this, or what if Ricardo Pepi has 1 touch in the game? This is not even a question. Folarin Balogun is head and shoulders above any striker we have in the player pool. Not even close. There's
nobody's arguing about that, whether you start him in the game or not.
What?
I'm not arguing his quality. I'm arguing whether or not they start him.
Yeah, he's going to start.
Mexico and our biggest rivals.
It's not even. We just secured the future in that position, and we're debating if he's going to start.
I don't think he'll start. I don't think he'll start.
We got him. Oh, he took off.
No, stop it. There's a whole lot of people trying to trigger me right now. Heath, I know this is planned. There's no way in hell you really believe this. And 2, you must have planned this with everybody in the chat.
I don't think he'll start. I'm not saying he shouldn't start. I'm saying I don't think he'll start.
You don't think Folarin Balogun is going to start? If he's healthy, he's not going to start. He's going to come off the bench.
Yeah.
This Chuck, he's stop abusing your microphone, man. It's Heath's.
Jimmy, please. You
start him, of course. I mean, this is your big signing.
We don't start Balogun
because it feels like a transfer move. But yeah, we get him into the team. You got to roll him out. You have to.
Yeah, the whole country to get him. We just had the whole country.
Guys, he's not the one-stop shop. He's not the one-size-fits-all to fix our problems with the national team. Our national team still has to play as a team against Mexico in a semifinal. You can throw him on the field. That doesn't mean he has any ability to connect with those players around them. I'm not saying that. I
don't care.
Okay, then
I don't care. He's got to score goals. We need someone to score goals. Look at the World Cup. What do you mean? We just need a 9 who can score goals, who get in the box. And whether he's shooting from distance, Balogun has every tool. Every tool needed is a 9.
Yeah.
We haven't had that. So why wouldn't you play him against Mexico in a Nations League semifinal? Why wouldn't you play him?
Because he's never been in the camp with the players and the team before. And
I think there's some rationale there, Charlie, but I don't know how you couldn't start him, Heath.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I don't know
if you're thinking about it as like our best chance to win, you put a striker on the field. But if you're thinking about it as what's the best team we're going to put out on the field, he's not starting. I think that's a lot to put on this guy in a game of consequence to have your first game be a semifinal of a Nations League. I know he can score goals. I know he's the best striker that we've got. But I'm saying I don't think they'll start him. If I was a coach, I'd be looking at the two sides of that, saying, "Oh, just go with it," or do we go with the team that we know has been out on the national team before and put our best 11 out?
I'm gonna jump in because Charlie's emotional. I will say that with regard to Balogun, there's a certain kind of level of excitement around him, and obviously his arrival within the team.
What's the rush?
But I think if you start him, you tap into that a lot quicker, though, Heath. And if it's not working, then you take him off at half, or you take him off in the 60th minute, and you're like, "Hey, okay, cool. Then we'll bring it." I don't know. I'm just saying
for the national team.
No.
Wait, are we really saying that the guy that we've been waiting for finally commits to the U.S. in the biggest game in a Nations League semifinal against a Mexico team who's not that strong, but they're our biggest rival, a massive match, and we're not going to start him? He just scored 20 goals in Liga, and Milan is after him, some of the biggest clubs in the world, and we're saying we're going to keep him on the bench?
I don't know. Gareth Southgate doesn't even call him in. I'm actually standing in for Heath at this moment.
You could replace his name with half the guys in our national team being linked to big clubs and good players and not starting in our national
Listen,
team.
what
we can't do, Heath, is say a guy has 20 goals to his name.
Oh, I agree.
And plays every damn match.
I'm not saying don't start him. I'm saying I don't think they'll start him. I am saying he's the best striker that we have. I'm presenting a side of the argument that I think is logical to me. I would start him for sure, but I also know what it's like to put somebody in front of me that I've never even spoken to before, played with, trained with, whatever. That can be tough from a rhythm standpoint. That can be tough. We've got him in the national team. I agree. It could be the first game of many games, of 100 games that he'll play with the national team. But I'm saying in a game of consequence like that, in the semifinals,
so you'd rather just put him on the pitch
you put him on with 30
Granada.
minutes left.
You can give him 30. You can give him half. You can give him the second half if it's not working. But I'm saying you can get into a rhythm of this game. That's what I would start him if I'm the coach, but I'm not the coach, and I don't think that they will start him if they have another logical. I say logical; it's the wrong word. If they have another option,
but we know their options. So, do you think they're not going to start him? There's only two options: Ricardo Pepi or Josh Sargent. Those are the only two options that you have. That makes sense.
Yeah,
and you're telling me that they're going to start either of those two over a Balogun, regardless of play in a rhythm, knowing how he plays. Mind you, Yunus Musa and Balogun had already played together at Arsenal Academy. They know each other extremely well. So in my mind, you could have played with I could have played with Landon.
Chuck Jesus Ferreira just called. He wanted to.
I could have played with Landon, Clint, whatever.
I don't even acknowledge it.
My point is, you can always get out of a rhythm with teammates if you haven't in a while.
Chuck, if it was Honduras last Nations League semifinal, no problem. It's Mexico.
We almost lost that one.
Different game. I know we could have lost that one. Yeah. But all I'm saying is that it's Mexico. This is a different type of game, and because the U.S. might not have the ball for a lot of that game. They likely won't have the ball for a lot of the game if Mexico get into a rhythm, right?
Mexico are not the same Mexico anymore.
But
they're not.
I agree, but I fully agree with you. But it's still Mexico, and it's still a semifinal game that I just don't think they'll start him.
We were the better team than Mexico at Azteca in a World Cup qualifier. This team is only that much better since that point, and Mexico has gone down, in my opinion. So why wouldn't you say, let's start off on the biggest stage in CONCACAF, playing Mexico, Balogun in the starting team, on the starting lineup on the team sheet, and he bangs, and that's how we start. That's the baseline.
I'm with you. I'm riding for that. I just don't think it'll happen.
But throw him into the fire right away. My mind would be absolutely blown if we went through this whole process.
We could fire the interim coach, Charlie. We could fire the interim.
You can't fire me. I'm interim.
I am an interim. You can't fire me, suckers. All right.
Honestly, do you honestly think he won't start? What percentage would you put on it that he doesn't start in this game?
I think it's over
25%.
I'm over 50%.
Over 50.
Not like well beyond that. I'm thinking that what I'm saying is that there is a conversation around that you say, do we go with that or do we not? I'm not saying that yours is, Chuck, I think your argument is that this is a no-brainer. This is like, don't even come in here, say guys who start, and you say, what? We know who the starting nine is. I'm saying that there's a serious conversation that might lead up almost till match day to what you go with.
Heath, wouldn't you go ask the player, right? Wouldn't you, hey, this is what we're thinking. What do you feel? I mean, if you're on the fence, you just wanted to get some input, or you go talk to your other veteran players that are on the team. How do you just get a temperature of how the guys are feeling about it? You have a couple trainings. Hey,
if there's a couple trainings.
This look good. I feel good with how he moves and the space he's trying to create and where he wants to receive the ball. And if that looks like it's on lock pretty early on in training, then to your point, Heath, then you might have a better understanding of what you were trying to say. Where I'd never played with this guy before.
I'm seeing this guy. Tom, YouTube comment saying Flo should get second half minutes. Sorry, Pepi and Sargent earned their starts. So did Balogun not earn his start, scoring 20 goals in Liga? What are we talking about here? What I'm saying is,
Tom got him. He got him.
if I put myself in Balogun's shoes and I'm committing to the U.S. men's national team after seeing all the fans, they pushed all the Instagram comments, Twitter comments, I'm committing because I feel the love. I feel respected. I feel appreciated. You're going to tell me that I'm going to come into the first Nations League semifinal knowing this is the biggest game for the U.S. team and I'm going to be on the bench? Hell no. I'm coming to play. I'm coming to start, and I want to start off with a bang. That's the competitor, and he's a top striker. I just scored 20 goals in Liga. You're telling me I'm scared to go play against Mexico? No, put me on the field, and that's what we should want from a striker of that caliber. And no disrespect to Josh Sargent or Ricardo Pepi, but they aren't Balogun. Balogun just scored 20 goals. He came up through the Arsenal Academy. He has better technique than both of them. He has more speed than both of them. He's a better one-on-one dribbler than both of them, and he's a better goal scorer than both of them. It's not even a conversation. That's not saying that Ricardo Pepi can't take another massive step next year, right? Or Sargent gets a move and he starts continuing to progress. But I've said it here. Josh Sargent in the World Cup had a phenomenal game until he got injured against Iran. He was phenomenal. And I thought, man, this is the Sargent we've been looking for. And it's just because of his movement and his ability to hold up the ball. He wasn't that dangerous in terms of scoring goals, but what he provided the team was massive. Times that by 10, and that's what Balogun can give you.